I'm gonna give this a second shot. I'm having trouble hearing, so let me see why this is happening. Not sure. I don't know why. If there's anyone out there, maybe you could hear me. No? Okay, so I'm not sure why this is not picking up. So I'm gonna turn off my headset and hopefully there's not too much background noise out here. Is that better? I don't know. So I'm just gonna go for it and see what happens, and I'll go back and play it. And so it's Monday, July 29th. I can hardly believe it. I just wanted to get in touch with those who may have been following a little bit of my story from Keto Fest, where I spoke about fasting for cancer using autophagy as a tool. And in 15 minutes, it was really hard to give a real clear view as to what the protocol actually looked like, and just how I walked it out. And in my talk, I brought up a couple of times how the magic of Facebook reminds us of things. And just yesterday, it was day 6 of my first water fast that I had ever done with Megan. And it blew my mind that, you know, that it just was so long ago. And the results are still, still with me. So I really wanted to touch on the days that I was eating during my treatment, because that was really important. Just as important as the fasting before chemotherapy and the after chemotherapy fast. So what I didn't get a chance to talk about was the kind of food that Megan recommended that I eat. So we stuck to a very low carbohydrate, high fat diet for almost all of the eating days, but very specifically this day. And when I say low carb, for me, that's, I can't say no carbs, because carbs can be found in so many things, but as low as possible that I could get, that's what I ate. So I would eat like a chicken thigh or chicken legs with all the skin on, and put some butter and coconut oil and lots of good fats, and cook that up and eat it, along with a veggie in season, like Brussels sprouts or roasted broccoli or something like that. And asparagus was a great one for summer as well. So for my treatment day, I really stuck to just one meal. And I know we really don't like talking about OMAD, and I certainly don't adhere to OMAD. But on that treatment day, it's so busy and like hyper focused on just receiving the medication. Like I still have scars from the portacat that I lived with for almost 2 years. So the process of the day, it just isn't kind. It's not friendly or nice or glamorous. So I just focused on, I actually started calling them spa days, and just a mental get around for myself. There was no spa activity happening in there. Sorry that the camera's flip-flopping around, but it just, for me, it was mental, getting my mind around that, the fact that I'm sitting in this cancer clinic again. And so for me, just to eat that one meal at night at the end of the day was rewarding and satisfying. And in the clinic, I would take water, I would have coffee or drink tea, and avoid the sugary, carbohydrate-filled snacks that the volunteers graciously and very lovingly, even still today, will serve their patients in the clinic. But they're full of sugar, and I really tried hard to stay away from those items. Now, sometimes I did take some blueberries into a Ziploc bag with lots of cinnamon, and even I took some apples, and I don't eat apples now, but during that day I would take like half an apple and quarter it in chunks or slices and just fill it with cinnamon, because the cinnamon was a great anti-inflammatory. It made me feel good, and it just gave me the feeling that I had something sweet. So that's really how I wanted today to go. Just open up the conversation as to just the difficulties that cancer patients face when the guidelines for food are not the greatest in our country, of Canada at least. So I wanted to really touch that subject and get some feedback on people who have either been in the clinics in Canada or with a loved one or a friend and have the same experience or different experiences. And I mean, I'd really like to hear from you if your clinics have a different protocol than peddling around candy-coated cupcakes and cookies. And again, they're volunteers and we love them, and they do a really, really hard, it's a hard job being in the cancer clinic, and just as a patient. So I can only imagine, because most volunteers are there because they've lost a loved one. So they really feel like they're doing their part to make our lives a little more comfortable. So, hey, Betty is watching from Tennessee. Hey, Betty, that's awesome. Loved your wedding photos, by the way, on the weekend. It just was really nice to see your family. Yeah, so I'm just talking about briefly, I don't know if you had a chance to watch my short little video last week where I spoke in New London, Connecticut, and just combating my my protocols for fasting through my cancer journey, which lasted a long time. But I just talked a little bit about how fasting has impacted the treatment to such an effect that I am cancer-free today. And I know that many people before me didn't have that. I call it a luxury, but it really is. They just didn't have it, and they're gone. And I'm really blessed to be able to speak to people today. So I don't know what else to talk about this morning. I just wanted to keep it short and hopefully get a little bit of interaction with people if they had any questions that I might answer regarding fasting or feasting, because we do both. So I think that maybe only Betty and I are the only ones here. I don't know. Okay, it's a new venture, and I hope to post a video or go live at least for 15 minutes every morning this week, just to give a little bit more insight to why I fast and how I fast, and how our family has gotten rid of processed foods and really become much healthier in our home. So I don't want to give away all the information on one day. I really just wanted to start the conversation, and I hope that you'll be able to join me again tomorrow, and maybe think of some questions that you might come up later in the day. And I'm happy to answer them. I'm happy to talk about my journey. I'm happy to talk about cancer and breast cancer and the treatments and how we feed our family today. So think about some questions and come back tomorrow. And I hope you have a great day. And thanks for watching. Bye. Bye, Betty.